Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somerville Licensing Commission for May 15th, 2023. I'm Chair and Commissioner Joe Lynch. Joining me tonight is Commissioner...
Sorry, Commissioner, give me 1 second. For some reason, the audio went out. Try that, Commissioner.
Okay, have you got me now?
I got you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somerville Licensing Commission for May 15th, 2023. I'm Chair and Commissioner Joe Lynch. Joining me tonight is Commissioner Jack Thomas. Let the record show that Commissioner Chris Allen will not be attending tonight. In addition, we have our clerk, Lori Batzik, Assistant City Clerk Bernabe Rodriguez, Acting Captain Francis Otting from the Somerville Fire Department, Lieutenant Tim Matsakis from the Somerville Police Department, and Director Brian Postaway will be joining us. He is the Director of Engineering. Thank you very much. If you could move the agenda down a little bit for me. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting of the Licensing Commission may be conducted via remote participation. We will post an audio recording, audio-video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of these proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting on the City of Somerville website. Commissioner Thomas, are you ready?
I am ready, Mr. Chair.
Very good. Item number 1 are the minutes from the regular Licensing Commission meeting of 4/10/23. Commissioner Thomas, any questions, comments, edits?
No questions, comments, or edits?
I'll make a motion to approve. Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
I second that motion.
And your vote?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Lynch votes aye. Commissioner Thomas, with your kind permission, I did get a request to take one item out of order. Bernabe, if we can go to the item for PJ Ryan's. And that is for an outdoor parklet. And item number 13, KB Investments, Inc., DBA PJ Ryan's, 239 to 241 Holland Street. They are requesting approval of a public parklet for outdoor seating. Total number of seats, 15. This is a public hearing. Can we hear from the applicant, please? We're looking for Connor Brennan.
I see him, Commissioner. He is in the chat. Connor, you are
Hello.
live.
Hello, commissioners. Thank you, Bernabe. Can you hear me, Commission?
We can. Connor, if you could just state your name for the record for us, please.
Connor Brennan, PJ Ryan's, 239 Holland Street, Somerville.
Great. Connor, is this a repeat of your outdoor parklet from the past 2 years?
It is a repeat, but it is a reduction in size, taking into account the new bike lanes on Holland Street. After reviewing the Mobility Commission, the Parking Commission, new plan for Holland Street at the end of last year, I took it upon myself to reduce the depth of my parklet, for my seasonal parklet, to give more space back to the public way. So taking into account the firehouse across the way, the bike lane, and the new traffic plan, as we're all obviously going to be learning, I decided to reduce it in size from 32 seats down to 15 seats. It's the parklet. We have customers from COVID that still don't come indoors and are anxiously waiting for us to open our parklet, open up the sidewalk, and they still want to sit outside. So I thought it was wise to do that.
Thank you very much. Connor, are there any seats or tables on the sidewalk, or is this all in the street?
This is all the street.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Any issues in the past 2 years with accessibility at all?
No, the last 2 years we had the parklet patio was fully handicap accessible. We created a platform. Holland Street, as I'm sure you're aware, Commissioner Thomas, is at an angle uphill, and we invested with the help of the city grant to create a floating platform that is in level with the sidewalk. So it's a zero from the sidewalk to the platform. We had no problems at all for the last 2 years.
That's great to hear. Mr. Chair, no further questions and would move to approve.
Thank you very much. And Director Postaway, if you could join us for this one before we get to the rest of them. Thank you very much. What is the pleasure of the administration?
Good evening, commissioners. We have reviewed the application and reviewed the plans. We commend Connor and his team for working with us, and we recommend this plan for approval.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application for PJ Ryans?
If you would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button in the control panel. I have a Gautam Lal. You're unmuted on your side, so you just have to unmute. There you go.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, if you could just repeat your name for the record, please.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Gautam Lal. I'm a resident here in Teal Square. Just wanted to say a couple of things here. Yeah.
Proceed.
Yep. I just wanted to mention I'm a patron at PJ Ryan's, and I wanted to mention that one of the nice things about Teal Square is that it really does still feel like a neighborhood, given that kind of Cambridge and Somerville increasingly are kind of expensive and feel less and less like neighborhoods. The fact that Teal still does is a great thing, and I think the outdoor seating is a big part of making neighborhoods continue to feel distinctive. And it just feels like, as a resident, it just feels like a no-brainer to expand that space to the extent that we can for businesses to use for outdoor seating.
Thank you very much. Bernabe, and members of the public wish to be heard.
If anybody else would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button in the panel. I don't see anybody else, Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, make a motion to approve. Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
I would second that motion.
And your vote?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Lynch says aye. Thank you very much, Connor. Best wishes this year.
Greatly appreciate the help of the commission. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Back to the regular order of business. Bernabe is getting his workout tonight. And item number 2, the Licensing Commission is requesting a status report on the use of all forms alcohol licenses. This is for Núcleo Sportinguista, Inc., 282 McGrath Highway, all forms private club license. This was continued from the October of 22, January of 23, and April of 23 Licensing Commission meetings. Is the license holder present in the chamber or joining us remote?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button in the panel. Again, if you're here to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button in the panel. I don't see anybody, Chair.
Thank you. Bernabe, is this the only one for, is this the only one for show cause?
No, I believe there are 2 more.
Okay, let's go to those other 2. We'll put Núcleo at the end of the other 2. Next item.
It's right there, Chair, in the 99 restaurant.
Sorry, I can't see it on the agenda on the screen. Move it up a little bit for me. Thank you very much. AL 1775, the 99 Restaurant and Pub, 20 Cummings Street, all forms private license. This was continued from the January of 23 meeting. Is the license holder present in the chamber or joining us remote?
If you're here to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button in the panel. Again, if you're here to speak on behalf of the 99 restaurant or on this item, please click the raise hand button in the panel. I don't see anybody, Chair.
Thank you. Item number 3, AL 20017, Top Shelf at Assembly, 365 Canal Street, W&M Package, wine and malt package store. This is a private license. This was continued from November. Is the license holder present in the chamber or joining us remotely?
I'll confirm that.
You-
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Laurie.
I believe that we received a request to continue this item and you, I sent it to you. I can look for the email if you'd like.
All right, if you could give me the details on that, when you sent it to us and what was the nature of the email? Are they asking for a continuance?
Hold on, please.
Oh,
Operating efficiently.
All right, let's do this. We have a lot of folks waiting. Why don't we take all 3 status, put them at the end of the agenda, please? All right, and you can find out what happened with Top Shelf in the meantime. So let's go to item number 4, Bernabe. Item number 4 is a special alcohol request from the Somerville Education Foundation, 18 Hamilton Road, requesting approval of a special alcohol license for the purpose of dispensing, selling for a Taste of Somerville to be held outdoors at Baxter State Park on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. with a rain date of 6/15. Is the applicant present?
give me 1 second, Commissioner. I believe we have 1 person here and also 1 person that will be speaking online.
Thank you very much.
Don't see it, Greg. Would be right here. No,
Yeah. Okay. My name's Stephen Mackey. I work with the Somerville Chamber of Commerce. Greg Nadeau is the representative of the Somerville Education Foundation and apparently is having some difficulty in getting online. The Chamber's Dining and Nightlife Group produces The Taste. The Taste is the community's premier culinary event. For years, the commission has approved a taste license for the annual family-friendly outdoor food and beverage sampling for 1,000 people. We will have food portions that are 1 bite size. The quality and the variety of food is meant to demonstrate Somerville's culinary excellence. Alcohol is intended as a complement to the culinary options. Beer and wine samples are limited to 4 ounces. Liquor samples are limited to 2 ounces. While the whole event is corralled with a fence and a VIP gate and a general admission gate that are staffed by a police detail, event security, and ticket takers. Guests over 21 are issued bracelets. While the 4-ounce beer and wine samples are mobile throughout the corralled area, 2-ounce liquor samples are limited to a small fenced-off VIP area that is isolated from the larger fenced area. And with that, here for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mackey. A couple of questions. How many years Taste of Somerville?
It started in 1997 and went straight through to 2019. We're bringing it back.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Baxter State Park is a DCR-run park. Does Somerville Education Foundation or the Somerville Chamber of Commerce have anything in writing from the state allowing the use of the park?
The DCR event permit from the Somerville Education Foundation is pending.
Okay. If you could, Mr. Mackey, and I'll say the same thing to Mr. Nadeau if we can get him online. If you could just shoot us a copy of that permit once it is approved so that we have it on file with your organization as well as anybody else who's coming in for special alcohol licenses.
Right.
Okay. Bernabe, do we have Mr. Nadeau?
If you are here,
In the chat, please raise the hand, but I don't see a name in there.
he's texting me that he's coming. He texted me a couple of minutes ago that he's coming.
Mr. Mackey, do you know if he's arriving at the chamber or is he joining us remotely?
He would be joining remotely, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, we've heard.
It just popped in. Sorry, Chair. He just popped in. I'm gonna hit unmute on him. Greg, I'm gonna hit unmute. You might need to unmute yourself.
And hello, can you hear me?
Thank you very much. Greg, if you could just introduce yourself for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Greg Nadeau, and I'm president of the Somerville Education Foundation. I'm just getting my camera working here. My apologies.
Thank you very much. You're going to be joining Taste of Somerville, sponsored by the Somerville Chamber of Commerce. You're looking for a one-day special alcohol license with a rain date. Greg, who will be serving the alcohol on your behalf of the foundation?
Steve, if you can help me with any of the answers here, the answer is the restaurant providers.
We will have some restaurant alcohol providers, and they will be, we'll have them finalized in a few days before the event.
Okay. Mr. Mackey, just for Mr. Nadeau, because I think this is his first time, requesting something like this. All servers must be tip certified. The plan, I've seen the plans in the past, and it sounds like they're repeating the plans where the service of alcohol will be tightly controlled within cordoned off areas, mostly by the restaurants of Somerville, whose servers are mostly tip certified. But that's
Yes.
what we look for. Carding anybody who appears to be under 21, even if you're not sure, card them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the recipient of the selling of the alcohol beverages, is that going to be, one of the recipients going to be the Somerville Education Foundation? Is that the way that I'm reading this?
Yes.
Great. Okay, I'm done with the questions. Commissioner Thomas, Taste of Somerville.
Mr. Mackey and Greg, welcome. Quick question on the food service. Will there be any propane tanks in use at this event?
We have, if I may, my own. Yeah. We have Somerville Fire Department flammables permit requested for three propane grills, backup tanks, 5-gallon diesel generator, 3 times 5,000 watts.
And that's all been approved, or is that pending?
That's pending.
No further questions.
Thank you very much. One follow-up question for both. Baxter State Park, if I remember correctly, is fully ADA accessible, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much. So,
I would have,
sorry,
I
Acting
have
Captain Francis Otting. Francis, this is something that you may want to include Captain Bakey in on. This Taste of Somerville is an annual event interrupted by pandemic, and you should see those requests for propane coming through your department imminently for this June event. Okay?
We will do that. We review the flammables as well as tent and grill propane use at indoor and outdoor events, and we will review that promptly. We'll also work with our partners with Somerville Police to ensure that both departments are. We always review an incident action plan or an IAP several weeks prior to the event to ensure that all city partners, including DPW, are coordinating their efforts. So we'll ensure that we do that, and we'll provide any updates as necessary with our vendors. Typically, the reason it would be pending is that we haven't yet either received the payment for the permit, or if an inspection was necessary, it's scheduled and just hasn't occurred yet.
Thank you, Captain Otting. Mr. Mackey, any full-size tents or just canopy?
we are working on tents, and we were working with the Somerville Fire Department. And what was said relative to a permit request. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health will permit the tent as it's state property. So we're working in combination with the Mass Department of Public Health and the Fire Department.
Terrific. I would just give you some advice that anything you're getting from the state, make sure that the licensing commission and especially the fire department, police department have copies of all those permits.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions, Commissioner Thomas?
No further questions on my end.
Thank you. Mr. Mackey or Mr. Nadeau, any questions of the commission?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. Seeing no further questions, make a motion to approve. Commissioner Thomas, you vote.
Mr. Chair, would we make a motion to approve contingent upon approval from the necessary permits from fire?
It's implied.
Implied.
That they do not get the license without the sign off from the fire department.
Understood. In that case, on that motion, I would second that.
And how do you vote?
And I vote aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much. You know I'll be down there. It's pent up demand. 2 years of not coming. I'm coming down.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go on to the next one, item number 5. And if Director Postlewaite could join us, please. It looks like this is the beginning of the public parklet seating. Item number 5, Rea del Picana and Events, Inc., DBA Rea da Picana, 129 Broadway, requesting approval of a public parklet seating license for outdoors 26 seats. This is a notice of the public hearing. Is the license holder present?
If you're here to speak on this item, please raise your hand in the, okay. You are unmuted, but you may need to.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Felipe Donato. I'm son of the owner of Rea da Picana at 129 Broadway.
Welcome back, Felipe.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit from your perspective, your outdoor public parklet?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, is this the same as what you've had in the past, or is this a brand new configuration?
No, this is the one we had in the past. Yes.
All right. How many seats did you have in the past?
26.
And you're staying at 26?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to take a quick gander at your plan here. Nothing on the sidewalk? Everything parklet,
Yes.
barriers around it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Sure. Hi, Felipe. Good evening. So no issues in the past, last year with ADA accessibility, anything of that nature?
No, no problems at all. We even got the thing for the wheelchair now. We just bought that as well.
Excellent.
There was a problem with the bathroom, so we were sharing the bathroom with the business next door.
Okay.
They're okay with that, so yeah, but we're good to go.
And proper signage for the bathroom while patrons are outside?
Yes.
Awesome. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Director Postaway.
The administration recommends this for approval. We've reviewed a number of things, including the toilet counts, and we further the recommendation.
Very good, thank you. This is a public hearing. Bernabe, any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application for outdoor seating for this applicant?
If you would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand button in the control panel. Again, if you'd like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand button on the control panel. I do not see anybody, Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none. All set, Brian? All set to the applicant? Commissioner Thomas, everybody ready? I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second that motion and vote aye.
And Commissioner Thomas votes yes. Commissioner Lynch votes yes. Thank you very much. Have a good outdoor season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Felipe.
Thank
Item number 6, Diesel Cafe Inc., DBA Diesel Cafe, 257 Elm Street, requesting approval of a public parklet seating license, outdoor public parklet seats 16. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand button. Courtney, I will be unmuting you.
Hi, my name is Courtney Verhollen, and I'm speaking for Diesel Cafe for the parking or the parklet.
Thank you, Courtney. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was last year? Successful?
That's a broad question. I guess in which area are you asking?
Well, I think I remember you did have outdoor parklet seating last year.
Yeah, we've done a lot of events. I think last year we were a little bit behind in some of our administrative stuff, and I don't know if we got our parklet up last year, but we've had it up the year before.
Okay.
But all the years are mixing together, to be very honest. But we were approved. We were the first parklet approved in 2016. So in Somerville, because we had it in front of Forge for a little while.
Very good.
And so this one has space for 16 people. And the parklet is directly to the curb, and there's going to be no more than 1/4 of an inch of a lip, but only about 25% of the parklet is going to be ADA accessible with a bridge plate that will cover the ground between the curb and the parklet to assist any wheelchairs. Let's see. And then we have our own bathrooms, so they're going to be using our own bathrooms, and the parklet gets maintained by staff. And we will also have a Jersey barrier on traffic facing side with reflective strips on the outside of it for visibility as well.
Courtney, you know, you made me happy seeing that Jersey barrier go up.
Great, I love that.
Yeah, it was very attractive. I think you're right. The first time I saw it was the first year of pandemic, so it's very attractive. I like it. I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Good evening, Courtney. I have no questions of the applicant.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner, if I may speak on behalf of Somerville Fire Department.
Yes, Captain, go ahead.
Thank you. Just a note in making it clear that Somerville Fire Department is accelerating these requests, understanding that it's a short season and there's been a lot of pressures on restaurant owners and operators. We want to clarify for all parklet approvals that they would be approved with conditions. That's just coming from Chief Breen today, having received a report that for one of our apparatus, well, actually I should say for our tower ladder, which has the widest stabilizer spread, which is essentially the way that we keep our ladder and tower trucks from flipping over. So think of it as wide arms that reach out to rest on the ground and stabilize the truck so that ladders can be extended. So for our tower ladder and for our ladder trucks, we are aware of some concerns in more congested areas such as Elm Street in downtown Davis Square, where with parklets on both sides of the street, we may not actually be able to extend those stabilizers. So we do want to just clarify for all applicants as we move forward through this process that we'll be approving with conditions, and then we'll just be assessing whether any modifications, for example, an adjustment to allow for every, let's say, I'm throwing out a random number here, but like every 30 feet that we would have the ability to extend those stabilizers so that we could provide proper fire response, proper suppression response if needed in these congested areas. And so that's just a point of explanation for all applicants. If you see approved with conditions, we just want to ensure that we're able to do our jobs to keep the community and patrons safe.
Thank you, Captain Otting. That's I'm sure that Director Postaway is probably going to have a conversation post this meeting about what SFD, what concerns they have, particularly on Elm Street. I did have a conversation earlier this afternoon with Captain Bakey, who was expressing some concern about this biggest of the fire trucks with its stabilizers. So Brian, I would just advise that you have that discussion with the Somerville Fire Department. Captain Otting, thank you very much. All of our outdoor licensees understand that in the case of an emergency by Somerville Fire Department or public health folks or DPW or anybody else, that your authority rests with public safety. So if those need to be moved from the street in the event of an emergency, that's what they've signed up for. All of our outdoor diners understand that. So thank you for pointing it out. Brian, if you could just work with the chief and with Captain Otting and Captain Bakey. Okay?
Yep. Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Captain. We'll definitely work with Chief Breen and his team. There's one adjacent licensee holder, Forge, that has already set up, and we through ISD always do a field inspection prior to allowing the restaurant to open. So we will move forward with a conversation with the chief, and if there needs to be a minor adjustment laterally along the sidewalk or along the curb face to make this work with adjacent and opposite parklets, that we have a reasonable path to accommodate that.
Thank you very much. Okay, where was I? Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
I have no further questions, but I do have a quick question for the captain. Is this policy consistent with other municipalities that also have densely populated restaurant areas?
Thank you for the question. I just want to be clear that this is an operational concern where we're assessing the requirements to operate response equipment in the case of an emergency. In this case, it would be an event that would require the extension of the stabilizers and then the ladder or the tower ladder. And therefore, it's not a policy. It's simply assessing whether there's operational space. And so it really, you know, as we work with all of the applicants who are requesting parklets, we're really looking at these frequent examples of where we have opposite and adjacent requesters, and then we would work out simple modifications that would allow for that spacing every so many feet. For example, that there would be space for us to properly set up our apparatus that requires that spacing and the lateral width, and so therefore it wouldn't require a policy. It's just an application. We're essentially the authority having jurisdiction, and we're bringing these operational requirements to the city's attention, so that as we approve parklets, we're able to also maintain public safety. I hope
Very
that
good.
answers your question.
Yep.
completely.
Sorry, Commissioner Thomas, go ahead.
No, completely understood. I appreciate the detailed answer.
Very good. Okay. Courtney, sorry
Yes.
about that. We have to take a look at everybody in the city who's raising a concern. I understand it, and I don't think this is going to have any effect on your request. So, all done, Commissioner Thomas. Director Postaway, did we already ask for the administration's recommendation?
You have not yet, but the administration does offer its recommendation for this seating at Diesel.
To approve. Yeah. Thank you
Yep.
very much. Bernabe, are there any, Courtney, all set? We're going to
Yes.
move to the public hearing. Thank you. Bernabe, any members of the public who wish to be heard on this application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button in the control panel. Nobody else, Chair.
Thank you very much. Make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion
And
and
have
vote
Commissioner Thomas.
aye.
The chair votes yes. Thank you, Courtney. Best wishes for a good season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Item number 7. Item number 7 is Kaizen Corp. 4, DBA Anna's Taqueria, 236 Elm Street, requesting approval of a public parklet seating license. Outdoor public parklet seats 22. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Gina, I will unmute you. You may need to unmute yourself. Gina,
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Gina, if you could just identify yourself for the record, please.
My name is Gina Venezia, and I'm representing Kaizen Corp. For an outdoor parklet at Elm Street in Somerville, 236 Elm Street.
Okay, Gina, are you employed by Kaizen Corp. Or Anna's Taqueria, or you are a legal representative?
I am a construction manager for them.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us a little bit about the parklet?
Sure, it has 22 seats with 4 ADA seats. It has a ramp. It's right up front of the location. It's surrounded by Jersey barriers, filled with water. We have the plumbing code on our drawing, which will allow us to have 22 seats outside.
Got it. And is this a repeat of 2 years gone by?
Yes, last year.
Very good. Last year only. Okay. Very good. If you could just allow me 30 seconds here, I just want to look at the schematic. Okay, this does go over a little bit beyond the entrance to And it looks like you're okay with landlord approval?
Yes, we've submitted landlord approval and abutters.
Great, okay. Okay, I have no further questions. Commissioner Thomas?
I have no questions, but just a reminder that the rats in that area are on gangbusters right now, so just be mindful of the sanitation around Elm Street.
Yes.
Thank you, Gina. Director Postaway, what is the pleasure of the administration for Anna Tequeria?
The administration recommends approval for this seating.
Thank you very much. Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this application?
If you'd like to speak on this item, please click on the raise hand button in the control panel. I don't see anybody, Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
And Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
Chair Lynch votes yes. Gina, congratulations. Thank you. Good
Thank you
to-
very much.
Thank you very much. On to the next item, please.
Chair, this is Bernabe, the Assistant City Clerk. I have a request, if you don't mind. We have two applicants here in the chambers waiting. I was wondering if you would mind taking them out of order.
Okay, and who are the applicants, please?
Sally O'Brien's, which is number 11 on our agenda, and number 27, which is Child Artisanal Pasta.
Okay, Commissioner Allen, any objection to taking the two live attendees in the chamber out of order?
Commissioner Allen is unfortunately not here, but Commissioner Thomas has no issue with taking these two out of order.
You guys with the two first names as a full name.
Trust me, it is an honor to be called after Commissioner Allen.
Commissioner Thomas has no objection. Let's go to Sally O'Brien, please. Item number 11, this is for an existing all forms alcohol license. They're looking for the public parklet seating. Sally O'Brien's LLC, DBA Sally O'Brien, 335 Somerville Ave, requesting approval. Public parklet seating license for 28 seats. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. Liam, if you could state your name for the record, please.
Liam Mannion, Sally O'Brien's 335 Somerville Avenue.
Okay, and you're joined by?
Kevin Crowley, General Manager, Sally O'Brien's 335 Somerville Avenue.
Thank you very much. Either one. How was the past couple of years with outdoor seating? And tell us if there are any deviations from the last 2 years.
Zero deviations, exactly the same parklet. It's worked out very well for us. We've seen no problems inside the neighborhood, of which we've been part of for the better part of 20 years now. And it's exactly the same as it has been for the last 2 years.
Good to hear it. Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicants?
No questions of the applicant.
Thank you very much. Anything else, gentlemen, before we go to the public hearing?
No.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, the administration.
The administration recommends this public parklet for approval. We have been working closely with Sally O'Brien's for the past couple of years, and we recommend their seating.
Thank you very much. City Clerk Bernabe Rodriguez, any members of the public wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please click on the raise hand icon in the control panel. I don't see anybody, Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, make a motion for approval.
I would second that motion.
And Commissioner Thomas, how would you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
Chair Lynch votes yes. Thank you very much. Application is approved. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank the commission for our time.
Thank you very much. And let's go to item number 27, I believe. Bernabe?
1 second. Do you see it, Chair?
I do. Thank you very much. Is this the applicant that's in front of me? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Item number 27 is a new wine and malt 7-day alcohol license, city quota. It's a common particular entertainment by devices indoors and a Sunday hours license. This is for Chow Artisanal Pasta LLC, DBA Chow Somerville, 688 Broadway. They are requesting approval for a wine and malt 7-day alcohol license, common victualler license, entertainment by devices indoors, and a Sunday hours license. The indoor seating is 34 seats. Hours of operation for food and alcohol service indoors, Sunday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. License requirement for alcohol service Sunday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present? I see him in the chamber. If you could just identify yourself for the record.
Yes, good evening. My name is Marvin Posada. I'm sorry, Marvin Posada.
If you could spell your last name for the clerk, please.
Yes, Posada.
Thank you very much. So could you tell us a little bit about your new venture here at 688 Broadway, Somerville?
Yes, absolutely. So it's a wood fire pizzeria, Neapolitan style. And the concept is very simple, fast casual. We'll be making wood fire pizza and fresh homemade pasta, a few salads on the menu. That's
Very
about
good.
it.
Very good. And not going for any outdoor seating at this time?
Not as of right now, no.
Okay. And could you just describe where 688 Broadway is for me? Is that a Ball Square or Teal Square or Powder House?
It is located in Ball Square.
Ball Square. Okay.
Yes.
Very much. Sunday hours. Yeah. I have no other questions of the applicant except, are you tip certified, and will all of your employees who are serving alcohol be tip certified?
Correct.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Only questions surrounding the entertainment by devices. Just wonder if you could elaborate a little bit more about your plans for that.
Yes, it'll be a TV screen which will be displayed behind the bar. It's going to hold the menu during the day, and we plan on using that as a TV at night, and speakers for music.
Okay, no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Thomas. And one more time, could you give me a landmark in Ball Square as to where 688 is? Was this previously a restaurant?
Mr. Chair, this is Laurie Batzik. May I interject?
Yes.
That was Edith Jumbo's, but there is a licensing requirement that I wanted to make you aware of because it's a wine and malt license. The hours of service are 11 to 11 according to the rules and regulations. When the gentleman applied, he applied as an all forms alcohol license. So that's why there's a little bit of a discrepancy with the hours. I just wanted to point that out.
Okay, and does the applicant understand the difference between all forms and a wine and malt as it relates to hours?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's make sure that the application is reflective of the Sunday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. restrictions. Okay, so that's the former Edith Jumbo site.
Correct.
Great. Okay. Okay, I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas, you're all set?
Yeah, so this is directly across from the Ball Square Tea Station by Sound Bites. right around that area.
Correct.
But no further questions.
Thank you very much. So if the applicant's all set, Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody here would like to speak on this item, please click on the raised hand icon in the control panel. I don't see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. To the applicant, anything else that we need to know? And we will get you in and out of that chamber quickly.
No.
Great. All set. I make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
And how does Commissioner Thomas vote?
Commissioner Thomas, yes.
The chair votes yes. Congratulations. Welcome to Somerville. We wish you a lot of success.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bernabe, back to the regular order of business.
Yes, Chair. Give me 1 second. Bring the agenda back.
And were we finished with outdoor dining?
No, we are not finished with outdoor dining.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Director Postaway, Bernabe owes you about 10 minutes of time on that one. Look at him, he's smiling. Excuse me, back to outdoor dining. This is an existing common victualler license looking for public sidewalk seating. Item number 8, Restaurant Thai Hut Corp., DBA Thai Hut, 93 Beacon Street, requesting approval of a public sidewalk seating license for 8 seats. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
I see a Nathithita. I will unmute you. You may need to unmute yourself.
Nakun, 93 Beacon Street, Somerville.
Thank you very much. If you could spell just your last name for the record, please.
Tanakun, Thanakun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
How long has Thai Hut been located at 93 Beacon Street?
How long are we open 200A?
2009?
Yep, 2009, yep.
2009. Okay, and this is the first time that you will have outdoor sidewalk seating?
Last year, I have to, last year.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Just 8 seats. So are these 4 tables with 2 chairs each?
Yes, yes.
I see it in front of me now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, I got it. Okay, Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Yes, thank you for coming in tonight. Any issues last year?
Yes, yes.
No problems last year?
No, no problem, no problem.
Okay. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, recommendation from the administration.
The administration recommends this for approval.
Thank you very much. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody here would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the control panel.
No.
There's nobody else, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Make a motion to approve.
Thank you so much.
I would second that motion.
Commissioner Thomas seconds the motion. Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Thank you. The chair votes yes. Congratulations. Have a good season outdoors.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to the next item, please. Next item is an application from an existing common victualler for public parklet and public sidewalk seating. This is for Crispy Crepe LLC, DBA Mr. Crepe, 51 Davis Square, requesting approval of the public parklet seating license and public sidewalk seating license. Outdoor public parklet seats, 16. Outdoor public sidewalk seats, 10. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
If you're here to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon. Peter Crepe, I am unmuting you.
Good evening, gentlemen, Mr. Chair.
Good evening, Peter. How are you tonight?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit the past couple of years for your outdoor parklet and if there are any deviations this year?
Yes, we can. Previous years, we had the parklets at 40 seats. We reduced that to 16 seats, which were basically going from 5 booths to 2 booths. And the reason for that is just to allow more parking for the city of Somerville, for the general public. So we're reducing those number of seats from 40 to 16, while at the same time, we would like to increase the front seating from 4 to 10, which is what we had prior to COVID and before we had the parklet. That's basically it.
Thank you very much. Could I ask Bernabe if you could just pop the schematic up for us so I can just see where these sidewalk seats are? Thank you. Got it. So the parklet will still be located on Dover.
Correct.
And then your expanded or your pre-pandemic seats, you're going back in front of your windows on Elm. Got it. Okay.
Exactly. Davis Square. Yep.
Okay. I have no further questions. Commissioner Thomas.
I have no questions for the applicant.
Thank you very much. Director Postlewaite, over to you.
The administration recommends this seating plan with both parklet and sidewalk seatings for approval.
Thank you very much. To the applicant, Peter, anything else you want to let us know, or are you all set?
All set on my end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
And Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Chair Lynch, sorry to interrupt. We did not hold the public hearing.
Thank you very much, Bernabe. I withdraw the recommendation for approval. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If there's anybody here that would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the control panel. I don't see anybody, Chair.
Thank you very much. The chair makes a recommendation for approval, makes a motion for approval.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much. Have a good outdoor seating. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda. This is an existing common victualler. They're looking for public parklet and private patio seating. This is for item number 10, Valleys Inc., DBA Taqueria Monte Cristo, 144 Broadway, requesting approval of the public parklet seating license and private patio seating license. Outdoor public seats, 10. Outdoor private patio seats, 11. Is the applicant present?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand icon. I just saw someone and they disappeared. Again, if you're here to speak on, oh, there we go. Rosa Duarte de Martinez, I'm gonna unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. If you could identify yourself for the record.
Sure, my name is Jose Martinez. I'm Rosa Duarte de Martinez's husband. I pretty much the manager of the Taqueria Monte Cristo. And I'm here to for the hearing for the outdoor seating.
Very good. Have you had outdoor seating for the past couple of years?
There was a outdoor seating over here before. We are the new administration for Taqueria Montecristo, but the previous administration did have a outdoor seatings last year.
Okay. Any issues with the outdoor seating? Everybody behaved themselves? Everything was good?
Everything, as far as we know, everything was great. People liking it and use it. You know.
Very good. And is this Jersey barrier new? That Jersey barrier that you have at the corner, is that brand new?
It's an existing one that we use, that was previously used for the years before.
You did use it. Okay. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
No questions. Just want to confirm that you have the authority to make decisions for this applicant.
Yes.
Excellent. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Jose, just a reminder, it looks like you're in a very densely packed neighborhood down there, and you'll be having patio seating on a private patio as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, just be mindful of noise levels, especially at nighttime. Okay?
We will.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, the administration chooses to?
The administration recommends this for approval. One piece that I wanted to point out for the commissioners is that the private patio seating is immediately adjacent to the sidewalk. It does appear to be part of sidewalk seating, but it is on private property and thus is private patio seating. But that poses no concern. I just wanted to make sure you two were aware of that. But yes, the administration does recommend for approval.
Thank you very much. Are there, City Clerk Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please click on the raised hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. The chair makes a motion for approval.
I second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you very much. Best wishes. Have a good outdoor seating season.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Jose. Say hi to Rosa.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next item, please. Next item is item number 12. This is for MD Associates LLC, DBA Elm Street Tap Room, 256 Elm Street. Approval of public parklet seating for 44 seats in a parklet. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
I see a Dylan Welsh. I will unmute you.
Yeah, how you doing? Dylan Welsh, I'm the owner of Elm Street Tap Room.
Dylan, welcome back. A couple of years ago, I think, were you one of the first to get out on the street, or?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your successes, your challenges for that.
It's been very successful, very well received. The patio application is exactly the same as it has been the last 3 years. The city and its departments have been really easy to work with and very helpful in the process. It is all set for ADA. It's got a nice ramp. We plant flowers. We've had no issues with guests on the patio. So it's pretty much been the same every year.
Very good. Very good. Glad to hear it. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Yeah, I just want to confirm for the sidewalk portion, do you have the lip connecting the patio area with the sidewalk? Has that been installed?
So this is a parklet completely in the roadway. There is no seats on the actual sidewalk. We have an ADA ramp down to the seating.
You do have that. Great. Good to hear. No further questions.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, what's your pleasure?
A couple of things to observe here. One is that this is also across the street from both Diesel and the Foundry. And so this is one that we will work with the fire department to make sure that their outriggers can appropriately locate. One thing to observe in addition to that is the two seatings on the other side of the street are raised parklets that might provide us some flexibility since this is not a raised parklet. But we will work with the fire department and make sure that whatever gets installed out here meets their operational criteria for a safe operation of an emergency. An additional thing, and this is not unique to this particular item, but they are approval conditions that we have been putting on all the Elm Street and Holland Street applications. And I just want to make sure the commissioners were aware of it in general, that the city is planning to do sidewalk construction work along Elm Street and Holland this summer and potentially next summer. So we are notifying them with approval conditions, all the applicants, that will be coming since we know that is coming. That is something that we have the ability to do for all licensees, but we know that these licensees will be impacted by that construction work, so we have been notifying them.
Thank you very much. And Brian, I don't want to step on other departments' toes, but how much notification are you giving them when you have a firm start date?
We have a firm start date. We provide at least 2 weeks. That work is executed entirely through the engineering division, through both our contracts and through our permits if there are other construction elements, whether it's private utilities, et cetera. So we do provide at least 2 weeks notice, more if we can.
Very good. So you heard it here first, folks. Brian's contractors are not going to show up the night before and say you got to move your stuff off the sidewalk. Is that correct, Director Postaway?
That is correct. If they do happen to say that, please call me or email construction@somervillema.gov, and that also goes to my team.
So Dylan, that's a long-winded way of saying welcome to the ever-changing world of Davis Square, where construction never stops. So just that is a notice. I had a discussion with Brian and with some other folks on the city side that the more notice we can give to the businesses in Davis Square, the better off we are. So, okay, any other questions from Dylan, from Director Postaway? We will move to the public hearing. Anything else, Brian?
I just should acknowledge that the administration does recommend this for approval.
Thank you very much. Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application? And this is for capital.
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the control panel. I don't see anybody, Chair.
Thank you very much. The chair makes a motion to approve.
Mr. Chair, I do have a question for Director Postaway. In these type of situations, is there any work that's done on the back end as far as stats to determine the level of impact on the licensees when this work is done in the middle of summer, as far as start time for these projects? Is there any impact work done?
I don't follow. What do you mean by impact work?
So, for example, you mentioned that this work would start in the summertime, sometime this year into next year. So the impact on the businesses as this work is going on, the financial, economic impact, has there any work been done to determine stats-wise the impact that this would have? And does that determine the start time of these projects?
No, the start time for these projects is based on the plethora of construction projects we have throughout the city and the challenge it is to coordinate those many projects. We try to avoid impacting businesses to the degree that we can. But at the end of the day, we have to work with our contractor, and they have a certain amount of flexibility of scheduling their contracts and executing their work. So it is a collaboration, and we don't have the ability to rigidly control when construction gets work, so long as it's within the time frame of their contract.
Right, I just speak on the behalf of the licensees that, Elm Street in the summertime is just packed, no matter what day you go in, and throwing in construction during the peak summertime season may impact the license holders. Just a point I'd like to make.
Yes, it is a challenge for us, and we have to weigh that against other construction work throughout the city, making sure that we're not impacting other city utilities or operations. Just as an example, one of the things that we do more closely will schedule around is schools. Those are more important that we avoid during the school operations. Oftentimes that corresponds with business operations since we do the work around schools during the summer, and we usually focus elsewhere in the spring and the fall. But we also need to get this work done before winter weather. So we also have to start early enough so that we're not ending up with unfinished sidewalks going into winter weather. So it is a balancing act. We can't rigidly control it sometimes to the degree that we would wish.
Understood. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much. So we did have a motion to approve.
I will second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best wishes back out on Elm. And Brian, I do have a recommendation for the engineering department. If you want to satisfy Commissioner Thomas's concern about business disruption, I think you should do all of the sidewalks in Davis Square at night. And then you can just have Councilor Davis's cell phone number for anybody who hears that noise during the nighttime. They can just call Councilor Davis. What do you think of that one?
No comment.
I bet it's brilliant. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Outdoor seating number 14, MKJD LLC, DBA Spoke, 89 Holland Street, requesting approval of a public parklet seating license for 18 seats in a public parklet. This is the public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Mary Kerr, I will be unmuting you. You may need to unmute yourself.
Hello?
Hi, Mary. If you could just identify yourself for the record, please.
Yes, this is Mary Kurth, owner of Spoke Wine Bar.
Thank you very much. Give us a little bit about what Spoke is going to be doing outside. 18 seats, correct?
Yes, 18 seats. We are seeking the same parklet from last year. And we had a parklet from the year before as well.
Okay.
Last year, we did install a floating platform and a bridge plate to increase accessibility.
Okay. How was your experience, Mary? Successful or?
It's very successful. We still have lots of diners that will not eat inside. And it is frequently applauded by the community, and yeah, we have not gotten anything but praise for it.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
No questions. The bridge plate was addressed and answered. No further questions. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway.
Similar to PJ Ryan's, this is on Holland Street where there's a new bike lane that has been installed, and we have worked with the applicant to shift the layout of the bike lane when they're in operations, and then return it back to its curb location when they're not in operation. So that's been a successful coordination This will be the first year that we do this, so there may be some minor modifications coming out of this year, but in general, we're expecting this to be successful. The administration does recommend this for approval.
Thank you very much. And you say you've worked with the applicant, just kind of giving a heads up on this bike lane issue.
Correct.
Oh yeah, the bikers are in touch also.
Okay. It sounds ominous, but I have full faith everyone's going to play nice.
Me too.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please click on the raised hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Bernabe. The chair makes a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much. We'll be down.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good season.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda is item number 15. Ambisco Inc., DBA Red Bones, 55 Chester Street. They have an existing all forms alcohol license. They are looking for the public parklet seating and heating elements, which our fire department liaison is here. For a public parklet seating and heating elements, propane. Outdoor parklet seats 38, heating elements 2 propane. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Rob Gregory, I have unmuted you. You may need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, this is Rob Gregory, Red Bones, 55 Chester Street.
Welcome back, Mr. Gregory.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the last couple of years, if you've been out there on the streets, and any deviations this year.
Okay, same as last year. We weren't, the year before, we didn't have a parklet, but last year we had a parklet. We reduced from 40 to 38 based upon our bathroom calculations, but otherwise everything's the same. There's 2 tables set up for handicapped access, 2 4-seat tables set up for handicap access. And it went very well, and we're planning to do the same thing this year.
Excellent. Is this the first year for the patio heaters, or did you have those last year?
No, we didn't use any last year.
Okay.
But I think we were maybe going to try them out this year and see if it was worth using them.
Okay, and those do require fire department sign off.
Okay. I don't know if we got that yet or not, but if we haven't, we'll make sure we do.
All right, Captain Otting, you got anything there, or are you just waiting to see what we do?
We're waiting on an application. I don't believe that we've received. I can double check and follow up for sure. Welcome the applicant to reach by email or phone anytime this week between 8 and 10 a.m. I'll be in the office. I can check that for you immediately. But if not, submit your application so we can review and ensure that we're following all applicable state fire code that would govern the use of those heaters.
Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Rob, you all set before we go to Commissioner Thomas and then all set?
Yes, I am.
Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Yes, well, really, Director Postwick too. Chester Street is one of those streets in Somerville that, bikes have to move over for each other to go down. It's really tight. Have there any considerations been done for emergency vehicles that have gone by last year? Any issues at all with that?
We didn't have any issues. Everything, seemed to fit in with our parklet and the parking and loading on the other side. I'm not aware of any issues.
Okay. Director Postwick, last year on my notes there were some issues with these streets. There was going to be a follow-up with emergency apparatus coming down. Was there any additional work or follow-up on that?
Commissioner, as I recall, that was a problem primarily with the adjacent one, and I forget the name of the restaurant on the corner, but I believe that they had the same width, and I do not recall any concerns from any test fits of apparatus going down the street.
There may have been something that we may have reduced our width based on discussions last year. I can't remember, but that may have happened. I'm not sure, but there were no issues last year.
Yeah, as long as there were no issues, no concerns on my end, no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. I'll add my 2 cents here. Indeed, on Chester Street, there was an issue with the corner placement of some of the outdoor seating, and they were requested to move it away from the corner because there was a concern by the fire department for emergency access. Mr. Gregory is also correct, is that the width of his parklet was reduced by some feet in order to give the fire department the clearance that they were looking for.
Okay.
So that's a long answer to
No.
yes, they've addressed the issue on Chester Street.
Yeah, that sounds correct. I remember our original plan was further down towards the corner, and we backed that off.
Okay. Thank you very much. Commissioner
You're welcome.
Commissioner Thomas, any other questions?
No further questions.
If I may comment, apologies for interrupting. The second kept nodding. Somerville Fire Department. Our Chief Breen can confirm the width of our widest apparatus, as well as the turning radius for our Tower 1, which is the piece of apparatus, the fire response vehicle that has the greatest requirement. So that's very easy for us to confirm. We can also work with the applicants to simply replicate the modifications that were worked out last year, and as long as those are followed, like I said, we can confirm the width as well as the turning radius for our Tower 1, and that will help us to ensure that we're able to have safe response and also deployment on that street. Again, we can't pick where fires occur. We hope that there are no fires, but in the event that we do need to deploy the stabilizers on any ladder truck or tower ladder truck, we do need both the turning radius and then the lateral or the width, the clearance that would allow us to safely operate. So we can work together for that. But I ask that you reach our office or reach to Chief Breen, and we'll ensure that you get the information you need immediately.
Thank you, Captain Otter. Director Postaway, what is your pleasure?
So I just wanted to correct myself earlier. It was Ginky Ya that was on the corner of Chester, and there was long conversations with them and in making sure that there was the appropriate turning radii there. So that wasn't as an issue at Redbones, but yes, I agree, especially as it turns onto, and I forget the name of the street on the other end, to make sure that that was accessible for the, yes, onto Herbert Street, making sure that that turning radius also worked. Absolutely, we'll work with the fire department. And if we conclude that there is a change that needs to be done to this or any of the other licenses, if we can determine that it's I forget the term, but if it's a non-substantial change that we can do administratively, we will update the plans accordingly, because these are permanent licenses, and we want to make sure that the plans that are part of the licenses are well documented for future use, because we will not be coming to these meetings for subsequent deployments of these outdoor seatings, since this is a permanent and not a temporary license, which we've been experiencing for the past few years. The administration, in light of all of this and in reviewing the documents, does recommend this for approval.
Thank you very much. Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If you would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand in the control panel. I don't see anyone, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. The chair makes a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Gregory. Have a good outdoor season.
Thank you, commissioners. Appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you. Next item, please. This is another application for public parklet seating. This is coming from an existing all forms alcohol licensee. They are also looking for heating elements that are electrical. This is number 16 on the agenda. Premier Restaurant Group, LLC, DBA Premier on Broadway, 519 Broadway, requesting approval of a public parklet seating license and heating elements, electrical. The request is for 44 seats in the public way. Heating elements, 11, electrical. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Deborah Zamudo, I will be unmuting you. You may still be muted, Deborah. Deborah, it looks like you're self-muted, so if you hit the little microphone button. It seems like Deborah's having some technical issues. Deborah, I would suggest logging out of the meeting and jumping back in, because it does show that you're unmuted, but we can't hear you for some reason.
Okay, let's do that. Item number 16, we will take when the applicant can get back into us. Let's go to item number 17. Item number 17, this is an existing all forms alcohol beverage license holder. They're looking for public sidewalk seating. Number 17 on the agenda, Rincon Mexicano Inc., DBA Rincon Mexicano, 99 Broadway, public sidewalk seating license for 22 seats on the public sidewalk. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the chat. Lorenzo Reyes, I will be unmuting you. You may need to unmute yourself. Lorenzo, it looks like you're still self-muted. Hit the little microphone button.
Hi. Did you hear me?
Yeah, Lorenzo, welcome. If you could state your name for the record, please.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo Reyes, and I'm owner from Rincon Mexicano, 99 Broadway.
Very good. And have you always had outdoor seating on the sidewalk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you always have 22 seats?
Last year I used to have it. Well, before when I just started, I was have a permit for 16 seats, and last year I was having for 34 or 36 seats, but this year we got between 20 to 22 seats. That is for the issue for the bathroom, and we're gonna see what option we have for next year, for next season.
Very good. So the 20 seats, that is correct. 20?
20, yeah.
Yes, that's what you're applying for tonight. Okay, any issues that you've had with neighbors or anybody else down there? Everything all set from last year and the year before?
No, I don't have any issue. No matter what, my neighbors, they ask when I'm gonna have the patio. They love to sit on the side wall. That is huge, and they love to sit outside. So I don't have any issues on the past. So
very good. Okay, I'm looking at the schematic. I have no questions about this. Commissioner Thomas.
No questions for the applicant.
Very good, thank you. Director Postaway.
Yes, we would like to bring to the commission's attention that this applicant did go to the Board of Health to receive an amendment, not an amendment, that's not the right.
A variance?
A variance, thank you, Chair, for their toilet calculations that is only applicable to this calendar year. And thus they will have to revise or amend this license for next year once they've found an acceptable solution to that meets the full criteria of the building code.
Thank you very much. So just if I can clarify for anybody else listening, this year on permanent applications, there are no more emergency rulings. We are in the permanent way of looking at these things. The Board of Health, which is another governing body here in the city, has the authority to give a variance when it comes to the public health facility or a bathroom that's required for these restaurants. The Board of Health has issued several variances this year for individual applicants. And as long as those are on file with us, I'm fine with moving ahead with these with Brian's approval. But as Brian has stated, this is a 1-year deal. So our applicants have to figure out what they want to do next year. Either they increase the toilet capacities interior to their sites, or they will be asked to decrease the outside expansion. So there's really no wiggle room there. They either have to comply with what is required, or they have to reduce the number of seats outside. Brian, did I state that well enough?
That is correct, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Allen, Commissioner Thomas.
I love it.
Any questions of the applicant?
No questions of the applicant. Just wanted to ask about the fencing that's around Raquano. Is that removable now? Is that going to be permanent?
No, removal.
Okay, perfect. No further questions.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway, did we already ask for your recommendation?
I didn't get to making a recommendation, but the administration recommends this outdoor sidewalk seating for approval.
Thank you very much. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If you'd like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon on the control panel. I see a Corin Zamudo. I believe that is in relation to the last application, but I would like to unmute to confirm that, if you don't mind.
Yes, you can confirm. Corin Zamudo is here for the premiere.
Yes, I'm here for premiere.
Okay. We'll be right back. So Lorenzo, anything else? You good?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay, the chair makes a recommendation for approval.
Thank you very much.
And Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much. Best wishes.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Lorenzo. We do have a representative from Premier who has now been able to connect with us, so we will take that up again. Item number 16, Premier Restaurant Group, 519 Broadway. They're looking for a public parklet as well as electric heating elements. Is the applicant now with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you could identify yourself one more time for the record.
This is Corinne Zamudo of Premier Restaurant Group, representing Premier on Broadway.
Thank you very much, Corinne. Outdoor parklet seats, 44. How many did you have last year?
This is the same setup that we have. It's prefabricated, so it's the same.
Thank you very much. 11 electrical. Did you have the 11 heating elements out there last year as well, or are these new?
These are new, and we had them approved by the fire department with conditions. They've already gotten the plans.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
No questions of the applicant, but just wanted to give you a heads up that attended the reggae brunch, and those lemon ricotta pancakes are to die for. So
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed them.
very good stuff. And I would move to approve.
Let's go to Director Postaway and see if he wants to approve. Director Postaway, what's your pleasure?
The administration recommends for approval.
Very good. Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody else, Mr. Chair.
Seeing none, make a motion for approval.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Corinne. Have a great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Next item, please. Next item is item number 18, Galwegian Inc., DBA The Burren, 247 Elm Street, requesting approval of the sidewalk seating license. Outdoor public sidewalk seats 30. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
Sean, I will be unmuting you. You may need to hit the unmute button yourself as well.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can, Sean, if you could identify yourself for the record, please.
Sean O'Cormac, The Burren, 247 Elm Street.
Great. Sean, tell us a little bit about this year's seating. Is it the exact same as the past couple of years?
It's the exact same as the last couple of years. I believe we've had it for 10 years already. There's no changes to the last 2 years.
Great. Thank you very much.
We've had no complaints with any of the neighbors. We even reached out to a couple of our neighbors with registered mail just to make sure they were okay with the way it's set up. And we've had no complaints in the last couple of years from any of the public either.
Great. And Sean, were you on the call when Director Postaway was talking about sidewalk repair?
Yeah, I've been on from the start. I heard it.
Great. Okay. Just be prepared. But he's already committed. He's already committed to me. He's going to give all you guys 2 weeks notice before he starts this.
Okay.
He's not going to show up overnight with his bag of bricks. He's not going to.
That'll be very helpful, actually. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Sean. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Director Postaway.
I just wanted to commend the applicant. We noticed that, at least last year and maybe the year before, that you had done some drill holes to make sure that the posts stayed in place and didn't get moved around. And that definitely helped resolve some of the concern that had occurred in years past with minor encroachments. So we appreciate that. We think that was a really savvy solution. We'll have to work with you when we go through and do the concrete sidewalks to see if we can replicate that to some degree.
Thank you. No, we'd be happy to help in any way we can.
Awesome. So the administration recommends for approval.
Thank you very much. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody else would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody else, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Sean. Have a good season.
Thanks very much for everyone for their time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Al, oh my God, he's going to kill me. Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Jack Thomas, would you mind if we took a 90-second break?
I would not mind at all. I've been waiting.
Sorry, Bernabe, if we could take 90 seconds, please, and we'll be in recess.
Yes, sir. I will be putting a notice on the video.
Thank you very much. Be back in 90 seconds. All set, Commissioner Thomas?
Yes, sir. All set, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, Somerville Licensing Commission for May 15th, 2023. Commissioner Thomas is present. Commissioner Lynch is present. Item number 19, SDH Corp. DBA Five Horses Tavern, 400 Highland Avenue, requesting approval of a public parklet seating and public sidewalk seating. In the parklet, 28 seats. On the sidewalk, 8 seats. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon.
Yes, Dylan Walsh, the owner of Five Horses Tavern.
Dylan, welcome back. Let's see, Five Horses, you had parklet seating for 2 years, correct?
Yep, this is the exact same proposal we've had for the last couple of years.
Okay, are you adding sidewalk seating back on, or am I misremembering that?
No, we have both parklet and sidewalk to accommodate additional ADA seating, and we've worked with the city on this, and they've been again very flexible and helpful throughout the process.
Got it. Okay. All right. And Dylan, did you go for service dog area or no?
No.
No. Okay. So no dog area this year. Okay. Give me 30 seconds here. Let me just take a look at this schematic. Do you have a Jersey barrier at one end of this?
It's the parklet's recessed. If you see the curb kind of bend, it's recessed and tucked away, so we weren't required to have a Jersey barrier.
Thank you. I do see it now. Yep. Thank you very much. No other questions, Commissioner Thomas? Any questions of the applicant?
No questions of the applicant.
Thank you very much. And Dylan, my apologies. When you come in for multiple entities, you can request that we take them back to back, so you're not waiting so long.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'll remember that next time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have clued in on it, but anyway, Director Postaway.
Yeah, the administration agrees that this is the same seating that we successfully negotiated with them last year. It puts the ADA seating on the sidewalk. I believe they do have a ramp, but it's normally not in position. But it is available if they needed to go down into the lower area, but they do have accessible seating on the sidewalk. So accordingly, the administration recommends approval.
Thank you very much. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon on the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Dylan. Have a good
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item, please. Next item is item number 20. Commissioner Thomas, with your kind permission, we have an attorney who's representing item number 20 as well as item number 25. So I will be asking for us to take item number 25 right after number 20. You okay with that?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Item number 20. This is an existing all forms alcohol beverage license holder looking for a public parklet and public sidewalk seating and a designated dog area. Item number 20, Terra Nova Inc., DBA Mike's Restaurant, 8 Davis Square, requesting approval of a public parklet seating license, public sidewalk seating license, and a designated dog area. The parklet seats number will be 35. The sidewalk seats are 10. And then the designated dog area has its own special area within the parklet seating. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant present?
I believe Ann Vigorito is here to speak on behalf of this item. Ann, you are unmuted. You may need to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Lynch. Chairman Lynch, Commissioner Thomas, I appreciate the assistance. Here this evening, Ann Vigorito on behalf of Terra Nova Inc., doing business as Mike Restaurant over at 8 Davis Square, the heart of the square. So we're here this evening seeking the 45 seats, 35 in the parklet, 10 on the sidewalk. In the previous years, they did have 90. Earlier, a few weeks back at the end of April, the Board of Health did meet and did grant them a variance due to the bathroom situation. So they had originally had asked for the 90, but the board decided across the boards that everyone would get 50% of what they originally had. So that's what gets us to that 45 number. The seats will be set up in a similar manner as, as the past several years. They've never had any issues. Mike's has been here long before I was born, and they're doing a great job, and they hope to continue that. I did speak to Ward Councilor Lance Davis. He fully supports this application and hopes that you would approve it. The applicant, actually, Maria Tevanova from Mike's Restaurant, is on this evening in case you do need some questions from her. But for right now, that's our proposal. I'm hoping you'll grant it. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Vigorito. Answers my questions. With the exception of, can we put the schematic up? I just want to kind of get my placement of where the parklet will be this year. Okay, so the parklet will not cross the crosswalk and go further into the slipway. Is that a correct statement? Anybody? It looks like it's all staying within the front door and the glass area.
That is correct, Chair.
Thank you, Director. Thank you, Brian. Okay, Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant or their attorney?
No questions of the applicant.
Okay. Attorney Vigorito, if you could just make sure that the public health variance is on file with us.
Yes, we will confirm that with the Licensing Commission office at City Hall.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Director Postaway.
Yes, I just wanted to confirm that this does have the variance for the toilet seating, and that variance is only good for one calendar year, so the calendar year of 2023. So there will need to be an amendment to this license for operation in calendar year 2024. And we hope that there will be a plan that can be approved in a permanent basis at that time. The applicant has coordinated with us to come to a reasonable conclusion that you see here. Last year when we did the accessible curb ramps that were adjacent to their seating, they coordinated very well with us and our contractor to make sure that those were installed correctly to improve ADA access. We trust that they will coordinate well with us this year as we're doing the sidewalks. So all that in mind, the administration recommends this seating for approval.
Thank you very much. Bernabe Rodriguez, are there any members of the taking into account that the testimony is that Councilor Davis is fully in support of the application? Are there any other members of the public who wish to be heard on this application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. The chair makes a motion for approval.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Maria Terranova, before you go, can I have a word with you? Maria?
Maria is unmuted. Maria, you may need to unmute yourself.
Yes, hi, Chairman Lynch and the commission, how are you?
Good, Maria. Maria, just one word. Can you get this stuff set up tomorrow morning by 6 a.m.? because I'm tired of people asking me.
Listen, if we made it through the past couple of years, I can do anything you want.
Maria, best wishes this year. One of the best real estate pieces in town.
Joe, the commission, thank you so very much. I very appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. All set with that one. Next, item number 25, as Attorney Vigorito, please. Item number 25. This is an existing Forms alcohol license. They're looking for entertainment by performers indoors and outdoors, and a 2 a.m. closing license on Friday and Saturday. This is item number 25. Parla Mystic Corporation, DBA Parla 21, 631 Assembly Row, requesting approval of the entertainment by performers indoors, entertainment by performers outdoors. They are also looking for a 2 a.m. closing license on Friday and Saturday. The hours of operation are described. The proposed hours operation are described. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant or their representative present? Attorney Vigorito, state your name for the record.
Attorney Ann Vigorito, 424 Broadway, Somerville. I'm here on behalf of the applicant Parlar. The applicant actually is here if you need to speak to him. He has signed on. Parlar opened, it'll be a year in June that they opened successfully at Assembly Row. They've been doing quite well, but we're here this evening looking for a 2 a.m. license. The only other establishment in Assembly Row that has a 2 a.m. is Earl's. And what happens is when they're shutting down, they lose their clientele, ends up going over to Earl's, where they would, they've already kind of established and relaxed at, Parlar, and they want to continue that. So we do know that they will not be open a year until June. So we would ask if the commission would place a condition that they could not have the 2 a.m. license until that date in June, based on the fact that, I'm trying to think of judicial economy here. I come before you once, on 2 matters, and, one could be conditioned until the 1-year anniversary date, which I want to say is approximately June 1st. Also this evening, we are seeking an entertainment license for performers. Basically, there'll be guitarists and violinists, not drums, not singers. It's more of, if you've ever been to Parlar, it's kind of fashioned as a speakeasy, but it's aesthetically, it's so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful locations at Assembly. They really, did a lot of unique things there, and they want to enhance the dining experience. And one of their big things is they'd like to get some local musicians, so they would be advertising locally, get kind of help people out, fresh starts, and they want people from Somerville. So that's going to be one of their big goals. They're really excited about this. They have a location in the North End, but they don't have that type of component with the guitarist or the violinist. So, it'll be very unique to their location at Assembly Row. And I'm here for any further questions. In the year, they've had no violations, no issues whatsoever. Also, I did speak to Ward Councilor Matt McLaughlin. He does support this. And just as an aside, because Councilor McLaughlin had asked me this, where Parlar is, there's the above area they're not residential units. Those are offices that generally close around 5 p.m. And the music, the violinist and the guitarist, they probably wouldn't begin until after 5 anyway. So, I just want to be clear, they're very cautious and appreciative of their neighbors at Assembly Row. And if you have any other questions, I'm here ready to answer. Thank you, and we hope for your approval.
Attorney Vigorito, very well done, very thorough. Thank you very much. So what I am seeing is the proposed, well, let me go back to the entertainment part of it. Performers outdoors, is any, and maybe we can shift this over to the applicant himself, is any of the proposed outdoor performances, will those be amplified in any way?
No, no, not at all. This is Attorney Vigorito once again. You know, the violinist will not be the guitarist. I mean, we say outside, but you know, it's going to be, you know, depending. And I'm bad at this with instruments. You know, the violins are smaller, so I think they'll be easier to maintain outside. And some of the guitarists may not be as it may not be as easy for them, but. No, they're not amplifying. You know, they want to keep this. It's a very relaxing setting. They want to keep that. They want it's more just to have like some background, you know, ambiance.
It's ambient. Yeah.
Not a rock concert.
So is this all their outdoor patio seating? Is that all private property?
That is Commissioner Lynch. So we are not before you this evening on any of that, thankfully.
Okay. So this is private property. McLaughlin's weighed in. Entertainment by devices and performers, I would assume, indoors and outdoors. Okay, I have no other questions. Let's limit this right now to the entertainment by performers, indoors and outdoors. Okay, let's do that first, Commissioner Thomas, and then we'll tackle the issue of 2 a.m. closing. Okay.
Sure. I just want to touch upon the entertainment part of it just a bit. So Earl's, I'm very familiar with. You know, after 12:30, it's a different place. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on the 2 a.m.? And I know you mentioned violins and guitars, but after 12, are you looking to have DJ music, or is it going to be violinist?
Oh no, Commissioner Thomas, no DJs. This is a completely different, and I've been to Earl's as well, completely different types of places, to be perfectly honest. You know, as I was very clear, you know, the violinist, the guitarist, purely some background, a little ambiance, you know, I don't even think they would be going past midnight as far as that. You know, a lot of times if they're starting, it could be 6, you know, 7 o'clock at night. And I don't think they're going much, you know, later than that. And I think, you know, they will use good judgment. You know, they've been in this location almost a year, but they've had their other location for many, many years. They're very, very conscious of the neighbors, and, you know, they wouldn't, that's not what they're looking to do. They're not looking to turn into something else. And what happens, as I stated earlier, you know, when they have to close at 1 a.m., they still have people, you know, relaxing. They have, you know, many specialty cocktails and, you know, some light appetizers. You know, they hate having to rush them out. They like them to be able to enjoy that. You know, they've spent the money there and they're comfortable. So that's the main, you know, purpose of really wanting that 2 a.m. license. You know, just to keep their established customers, clientele happy and satisfied.
So this clientele, you wouldn't even deem necessary to have any type of security in detail?
No, you know, this applicant, as I stated, he has a location in the North End, and the North End is a completely different place, as we know, and it can get very, very hectic, and they've never had issues there. But because he has this expertise and this knowledge, he will monitor the situation. If he sees something needs to be changed, he will change it, whether it means a detail or you know, getting type securities. But at this time, no, they've never had any issues. So, you know, they're basing it on being open 11.5 months without any issues, that, you know, they don't see it as a problem. But they stay on it. They're, you know, the owner is there quite a bit of the time along with the management. So he doesn't ignore anything, and he listens to, you know, the neighbors.
Yeah, I just have over 20 years of experience as a promoter and a DJ in a lot of establishments on the North Shore. And anytime you hear 2 a.m. at any given place, it changes the whole dynamic of your demographic and your clientele. So my only concern is the detail and security concerns that would be needed moving towards 2 a.m.
Completely understood, Commissioner Thomas. But that type of clientele is not what my applicant is looking for. You know, they're looking, and I don't want to single any of us out, but they're looking for the mature group who's, you know, wants to have a fine, you know, some fine cocktails, some nice atmosphere. They're not looking for, you know, let's get some hip hop music going and, you know, DJ, you know, they do not want to DJ. And I don't foresee that, you know, as something in their future. It's a very different atmosphere there.
Well, that leaves you out, Commissioner Thomas. You can't be hired by Parla. Sorry.
Oh.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.
He's going to remain silent on that one. If I could just verify with Bernabe or Lori Batsik, this applicant already has, as part of their license, outdoors patio, private outdoor patio. Can we just confirm that, please?
Chair Lynch, this is Bernabe, the Assistant City Clerk. I can check right now. If you can hang tight, just give me a bit. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. So let's go to Commissioner Thomas. Let's go to the second part of the application, which is they are looking for a 2 a.m. closing license. As Attorney Vigorito has stated, their 1-year anniversary is coming up the beginning of June. And Bernabe or Lori, if you could just check for me, please, the exact date of the license so that we can tell them the exact date if we choose to move ahead with this 2 a.m.er. Commissioner Thomas, under our rules and regs, applicants cannot begin their 2 a.m. service until they have been in operation for 1 year. But if this applicant is coming in front of us at the May meeting and their anniversary date is probably within the first week of June, I would be amenable to conditioning the 2 a.m. license with a date certain as to when they could begin operation for the 2 a.m. As you heard, Attorney Vigorito has said there have been absolutely no issues at Parla since they opened. So I just want to throw that out for your discussion. What are your thoughts?
I have no issues with that. No issues whatsoever.
Okay, thank you. All right. Don't want to hold everyone up, but I would be amenable to concluding that part of it, and then maybe we'll give Bernabe and Lori a little bit of research time. So why don't we go?
Chair Lynch?
Yes, Bernabe. Yep.
Sorry. So I've just verified. We did issue the license back in May of 2022 originally, and they did have outdoor private patio seating.
Thank you. So do we know the date of the license?
May 25th, 2022.
They have passed their 1 year. No, they have not passed their 1 year. They'll be coming up on that in a week. Is that 10 days?
10 days.
10 days. So Commissioner Thomas, that is the issue. They're here at the May meeting. We can condition the 2 a.m. to begin on the 26th of May. Are you okay with that? Okay. All right, Bernabe, Lori, thank you.
Secretary Lori Batsik, may I interject for just a moment?
Sure.
I just wanted to let you know that I had already looked up that date and they still require ABCC approval, and I was comfortable with your approving that matter prior to issuing the license, because the ABCC does not react that quickly. But I can certainly put a condition on that. And their last year's license that was issued had the hours that they put on the application, and there's an issue with that. There's a problem with the 7 a.m. alcohol license. They can only serve alcohol from 8 a.m. on Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday, 10 a.m. And the hours that they've placed on the application are not within that realm. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that.
Let me see if I have it straight. They can't start serving booze until 8 a.m., right?
Monday through Saturday.
Okay, let's change it on the application to reflect the hour.
And Sunday at 10 a.m.
Okay,
And then the application says 7 a.m. to 2 a.m., but we only have 2 a.m. hours on Friday and Saturday.
right. Let us do this. Let us correct the hours and the day so that the license reflects their actual operating hours. Okay,
Will do, sir.
thank you. Okay. Commissioner Thomas, you okay with both parts of this? Because I'm going to do it in two parts.
I am okay with both parts.
Very good. Anything else from the applicant or Attorney Vigorito? Anything else? We're good? Okay. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, I'm going to make a motion for approval for entertainment by performers indoors and outdoors and a 2 a.m. closing on Friday and Saturday, pending ABCC approval for the 2 a.m. closing.
I would second that motion.
Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair Lynch votes yes for both entertainment by performers indoors and outdoors and a 2 a.m. closing pending ABCC approval. Attorney Vigorito and the applicant, thank you very much.
Thank you, commissioners. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. On to the next one. I think we're going back to item 21. Is that my recollection good?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, this is a new common victular license and an entertainment by devices indoors. Item number 21, Tesnac Inc., DBA Chow and Joy, 626 Somerville Ave. Approval of a common victular and an entertainment by devices indoors. The hours of operation, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 1, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 2, Sunday, 11 to 1. Indoor seats, 16. This is the notice of the public hearing. Is the applicant present?
If you're here to speak on this item, see a Wei Jia. I have unmuted you.
You are.
Okay, we can hear you. If you could state your name for the record, please.
All right. My name is Weijia, W-E-I-J-I-A. I'm an attorney on behalf of Tesnac Inc., DBA Chow and Joy, taking over the business assets and the business from the current owner and operator of Chow and Joy. And before the commission, we have a CV like common victuals license application as well as entertainment license application. This is a takeout restaurant, even though the plan shows 16 seats, and it's strictly for taking out and delivery services. It has 2,000 square feet, and operating hours is contained as stated by the chairman of the commission just now. Monday through Thursday is 11 to 1, and plus the Sunday, the same operating hour, and then Friday and Saturday, 11 to 2 p.m. These are the operating hours of the current owner operator, so there's no change to the current business hours. And there'll be no renovation, no change. Menu will stay the same. The only difference is they change the ownership. And I believe the applicant itself is also present at this meeting. So if you have questions, and we're ready to respond. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Same location, same hours of operation, no alcohol service. What is the entertainment by device? Is that purely ambient background music or their TVs? Or?
two sets of sushi sets plus a background music.
Thank you very much. Indoor seat 16, I have no further questions. Commissioner Thomas.
I just want to ensure that the indoor seats are, part of those are ADA accessible.
Yes, I believe so. And actually, they are not going to be put into the use. It's just in the plan. So initially, we did not even put the seat number into the application. Then until we noticed that there are seats in the plan, so we amended the application later on. But they are not going to be put into use.
Exactly. So a wheelchair can enter the establishment and not have any issues moving around.
No, not at all.
Great. Glad to hear that. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, we'll move to the public hearing. Are there any members of the public who wish to comment on this application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. The chair makes a motion for approval.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your new ownership. Much success. Thank you very much. Before we move on, we are done with all outdoor seating applications. Director Postaway, thank you very much. He's gone. Item number 22. I am going to take one thing out of order here. So Bernabe, if we could hold item number 22 and let's go to a new application. It is a transfer of the Dark Horse license by thank you. Reading my mind. You are reading my mind. So let's go to item number 26, which is a request for a transfer of the All Forms 7-day alcohol license. It is a private license. It's a common victualler, entertainment by devices, patrons, and performers indoors, and a Sunday hours license. This is on behalf of the Premier Restaurant Group, DBA The Public, which is a newly established site for them, 563 Broadway. They're requesting approval of the transfer of the All Forms 7-day alcohol license from Callan Hospitality, Inc., DBA The Dark Horse Public House, located at 499 Broadway, to Premier Restaurant Group, DBA The Public, at 563 Broadway. Indoor seats will be 142. Hours of operation for the food service as described, nothing beyond 11. Hours of operation for alcohol service as described, nothing beyond 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. on Tuesday through Saturday. And then Sunday, they're looking for an 11 p.m. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant or their attorney present?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand button. See a Deborah Zamudo. I will be unmuting you.
Good evening. This is Deborah Zamudo from Premier Restaurant Group.
Good evening, Ms. Zamudo. How are you? The empire keeps growing here. So
yes, hopefully.
Just setting the stage for everyone who is listening. The Premier Group currently owns the Premier on Broadway. They also own Za Pizza, and this is their newest foray further down the street, almost at the corner of Cedar and Broadway. So they are purchasing the Dark Horse Public House private license, and they will be establishing a new restaurant at 563 Broadway. Deborah, why don't you take it from there? Thank you very much.
Okay, so this location is currently the Sons of Italy location. They are moving out. We own the building, So it's basically already set up with a bar area, and billiards and a jukebox and some video games. It's going to be very low key, bar food, like I said, video games, pool tables, a jukebox, down. So it's going to be 2 levels. That'll be the first floor. The bottom level will be an area where we can hold private events for people that are looking to hold baby showers, wedding showers, etc.
Okay. I'm looking at I don't see a problem with the proposed hours of operation, but I do have a couple of questions on the actual address. So the Sons of Italy right now, we do not issue their liquor license. Do you know where their liquor license is issued?
It is out of the Medford. Yes.
Okay, and their address on that license is a Medford address?
42 Alfred, yes. They're using the rear entrance.
And you are proposing to shift the main entrance to your new entity to 563 Broadway?
Yeah, there currently is an entrance into the building on that side, so we would just shift the main entrance to 563 Broadway.
Got it. And do you know the disposition of the Sons of Italy license in Medford?
I do not.
Okay. Okay. But you do know that has to be gone before you can operate with your license at the Somerville address.
I do, and they have been struggling for quite a while at the location, and we're actually their landlord, and we've come to an agreement that they will be closing the location.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Deborah, to your knowledge, has all of the paperwork been completed by the current license holder, meaning the Dark Horse?
Yes, I've helped them along the way, and we had a few little things that need to be attached to the application, which we've done, the DOA and the DOR certificate. So I think that they're all set on their side.
Okay. Okay, and then this has to go to the ABCC for approval. Okay. All right, I have no other questions. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Sure, Deborah, thank you for always choosing Somerville. Just a quick, what I'm seeing as coming in from the state level, a lot of issues are happening on the digital side. So is there a website associated with the public in terms of where patrons can go?
Not yet. We have not gotten that far.
Okay, as you get to that point, there's been an onslaught of litigation for accessibility issues surrounding websites. So as you're implementing that, it is the first stop for the client is usually the website. So just make sure that's accessible for any patrons that are trying to get to your website. There have been an onslaught of litigation surrounding inaccessible websites. So I just want to keep that in mind since you do control about 3 establishments in the city.
Yes, I'll have the gentleman that has done our other 2 websites get something up and running.
That would be phenomenal, phenomenal. Much appreciated.
All set, Commissioner Thomas?
No further questions, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you very much. If Premier is all set, and let me just go to our city clerks. Paperwork has been satisfied. Lori or Bernadette?
Mr. Chair, this is Secretary Batsik. We were awaiting the DOR and the DUA, and we have those in possession.
You do have them in your possession.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go to the public hearing. Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this application?
If you would like to speak on this item, please click the raised hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Seeing none, the chair makes a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes aye.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Deborah. Best wishes on the new site. Now on to ABCC, and we wish you luck there.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Item number 22 is a new wine and malt 7-day restaurant license. It is part of the city quota. XNW Papa Inc., DBA Papa Sushi, 499 Broadway, requesting approval of a wine and malt 7-day restaurant city quota license. The hours of operation as described: indoor seats 44, common victualler. They have been continued since January of this year due to the previous item, which was the existing Dark Horse license was at the same address as 499 Broadway for Papa Sushi. That has now been disposed of with the transfer of the license out of Dark Horse's name, pending ABCC approval. We are now free to move on and approve or condition the Papa Sushi application. Commissioner Thomas, do I need to explain anything more on this?
I am happy to move forward on this item.
Okay.
It's
And
been a while.
this will be a public hearing, and I heard Lori trying to get my attention. Lori, anything else we need to know on this?
So I'm sorry, this is Secretary Badzik. City Clerk Kim Wells suggested that you hold the public hearing on this matter, but if the ABCC does not approve the other application for the transfer, that would be a problem. So she recommended having the public hearing on this item and continuing it until the next meeting. And it's going to be a very short time frame. I don't know that we would have the approval by the ABCC. The next meeting is June 5th. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Thank you very much. Okay, is the applicant present?
If you are here to speak on this item, please click the raise hand icon. Yi, you are unmuted. You may need to unmute yourself on your end.
Hi, dear commissioners. This is Yi Shu from Papa Sushi Restaurant.
Stephanie, welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you.
So I don't think we need to go through everything. You were here on the prior approval for the Premier Group to purchase the existing private license from the Dark Horse located at 499 Broadway. That now clears the way for us at the local level to issue a license to the new applicant, which is you. We have to have ABCC approval for the transfer of the license between Dark Horse and Premier. So, Lori, what is the recommendation again from the city clerk? That we should move ahead and give conditional approval on this?
No, sir. City Clerk Kim Wells recommends that we hold the public hearing and hear any of the constituents' questions, and that you then continue the matter until the next meeting when the other license has been transferred. Then you would be free to approve or deny.
And our next meeting is June 5th?
It is.
Okay. So Stephanie,
Yes.
we are going to hold the public hearing tonight and then close the public hearing, and then on June 5th, pending response from ABCC, and we will follow up with the ABCC to try to get the answer very quickly on Dark Horse and Premier. Okay?
Okay.
So at that June 5th meeting, we will give you the approval.
Okay. All right. June 5th, right?
June 5th, yes. Does that coincide with your expected reopening date in June?
Yeah, we're probably expecting there are gonna be a little delay sometime July. Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, terrific. Okay, Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant before we move to the public hearing?
No questions of the applicant, but do appreciate her patience on this matter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Are
commissioners.
Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this application?
If anybody would like to speak on this item, please hit the raise hand icon on the control panel.
I do not see anybody, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. As advised by the city clerk's office, we are going to continue this item to the June 5th hearing, at which point, hopefully, sorry, go ahead.
Chair Lynch, sorry to interject. Could you just state for the record that you're closing the public hearing section?
Thank you very much. Seeing no members of the public, we are closing that public hearing tonight. And we are continuing this case to the June 5th meeting, at which point we hopefully will have an answer from the ABCC on the transfer of the Dark Horse license out of 499 Broadway. Stephanie, thank you very much. We'll see you on June 5th for a very, very short meeting.
Okay, thank you so much, Commissioner. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Next item, please.
Commissioner, sorry to jump in again. Do you mind just roll calling to continue that?
Thank you very much. Commissioner Lynch would like to continue item 22, Papa Sushi. Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Approves that? Aye.
Commissioner Lynch votes yes. Continued to June 5th. Thank you very much. Next item, please. This is an existing farmer's pouring license. They're looking for a change of hours.
Dark Horse 现在已经转出去了。
TBD Brewing LLC, DBA Aeronaut Brewing Company, 14 Tyler Street, requesting approval of a change of hours. The current hours are listed, the new hours of operation, and it looks like they are, give me one moment just to look at this. Current hours of operation is serve food and alcohol outdoors on private property. Okay, and then the proposed hours. Serve food and alcohol outdoors on private property. Till 11, Friday and Saturday, they're going to midnight. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, is the applicant present?
If you're here to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon. Ron Friedlander, you're unmuted.
Hello. Hi, this is Ron Friedlander, owner and co-CEO of Aeronaut Brewing.
Ron, welcome back. Just give us a little primer here on the change of hours and what we're trying to do for you.
So we just wanted to start opening on Thursdays and Fridays beginning at noon instead of 5 p.m., which is what we have been doing. So just adding a couple of daytime hours. Some of our daytime operations had changed a little bit, so it freed us up to be open to the public during that time.
Got it.
Yep.
It's an expansion of hours.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I don't see any yellow flags or red flags here. Commissioner Thomas.
I would just throw in, if you're adding help for those additional hours, to always consider Somerville residents.
Of course.
Ron, he never misses an opportunity to plug local.
Gotta do it.
Totally.
All right, any other questions, Commissioner Thomas?
No further questions. Wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, this is not a public hearing, so the chair makes a motion for approval.
I will second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Ron.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Next item, existing farmers pouring license, change of hours and Sunday hours. This is for item number 24, Remnant Brewing. Remnant Brewing, 337 Somerville Ave, change of hours and Sunday hours. These are the current hours and then the proposed hours. Give me one moment so I can look at the proposed. Very good. Is the applicant present?
If you're here to speak on this item, Brittany LaJoy, you are unmuted. You may need to unmute yourself on your end.
Hey there, guys. This is Brittany LaJoy of Remnant Brewing. I'm the general manager.
Brittany, how are you tonight?
Doing just great. Getting all caught up on the local news, all the haps, new stuff,
We
new
got a long,
neighbors.
you picked the wrong month to come on in. We have a long agenda. But
For
yeah,
real, but hey, all these parklets are going to be awesome. I love to see Davis Square happening.
new neighbors coming in, people coming back out on the street. This is why we do what we do for the entertainment industry here in the hospital.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're changing some hours down at Remnant. I don't
Yeah,
see,
really simply, we're just trying to go from 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays to midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. That's what we did in the summers, back in 2019. And then since COVID, we never, I think we restricted our hours the winter before COVID and then never went back to midnight. And now finally we're kind of ready.
this is kind of a restoration to pre-COVID hours. Okay.
Exactly.
How you doing with hiring staff? I always like to ask. Are they back to pre-pandemic or are you still having trouble?
We're doing okay. I do get a bunch of applicants. It's always a balance between people who have other jobs in food service and, you just got to have the right amount of people available on the right days. And I feel pretty lucky. People always like the idea of working at a brewery because beer is cool. So we don't do too bad.
Very good. I love it. See the positivity we bring out in our applicants here. Beer is cool. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Yeah, who would want to work in a brewery? I mean, that's like the best. But no further questions for the applicant.
Thank you very much. This is not a public hearing. The chair makes a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
Commissioner Thomas.
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Congratulations. Expanded hours, make more money.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Next item, please. Did we hear the 27 already? Did we already hear item 27?
Yes, Chair, we took that one out of order earlier today.
Thank you very much. Next item is a transfer of the wine and malt package store license. This is a private license. Item number 28 is Vatika Corporation, DBA 350 Food Mart, 350 Broadway. They're requesting approval of the transfer of the wine and malt package store license from Him Girl Enterprise, DBA K2 Beer and Wine, 500 Medford Street, to Vatika Corporation, DBA 350 Food Mart, 350 Broadway. Proposed hours of operation are Sunday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. The alcohol service indoors. Alcohol service indoors, okay, I'll question. Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chair, this is Secretary Batsik. May I interject for just a moment?
Yes, please.
The hours of operation for alcohol service indoors is an error. It should just be the hours of operation. This is not a restaurant. This is a package store. My
Correct.
apologies.
All right, so if we could correct that on the agenda, please.
Will do.
Okay, is this a public hearing?
Yes, it is.
I believe it is. Was it advertised that way, hours of operation for alcohol service?
No.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. The error just occurs on the agenda. Thank you. Is the applicant present?
Jared, I will unmute you. Jared, you're unmuted.
Yep, I can hear you. Good evening.
If you could, identify yourself for the record for us.
Yes, good evening, Counselor and Chairman. My name is Jared Scarpese. I represent the current owner of 350 Food Mart. His name is Pankaj Rajgai.
Okay, and they are proposing to buy the existing wine and malt package store license, excuse me, from K2 Beer and Wine in Lagoon Square. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, that is a private license. This is a private transaction between the two parties, Commissioner Thomas. And let me see if I see anything else. Nothing. Okay, could you tell us a little bit about 350 management? Have they held a alcoholic beverage license in the past anywhere in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
Yes, my client is currently the owner of Veronica's in Waltham, which is a beer, wine, malt package store that's on a busy main street in Waltham. He ended up purchasing this about a year ago, so he owns that one currently.
Are there any violations, Counselor, to your knowledge?
No, there is not.
Okay. And all of his folks would have to be tip certified. Over in the other place, I would assume he's going to get them tip certified at 350 Food Mart.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions. Commissioner Thomas.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Counselor, anything else we need to know before we move ahead with the public hearing?
No, pretty straightforward transaction from the K2 Beer and Wine to my client for the transfer of the beer and malt license.
Okay, and do you know what the estimated closing date is for this transaction?
As soon as we get the approval from, obviously from you folks and then from the ABCC, we'll close shortly after that, pending obviously inventory review. So just pending probably at this point in time, just the ABCC fully approval.
So it's not only the license, they're also acquiring the inventory.
Correct.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Bernabe, are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on the application?
If you are here to speak on this item, please hit the raised hand icon in the control panel. I do not see anyone, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Chair makes a motion for approval.
Commissioner Thomas seconds that motion.
Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Thank you very much. Best wishes for our friends at 350 Food Mart.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Counselor. Next up, this is one of our retail marijuana establishments. They're looking for a change of officers, directors, and change of ownership and control interest. This is item number 29, Holistic Industries, Inc., DBA Liberty Cannabis, 304 Somerville Ave, requesting approval of a change of officers, directors, and a change of ownership and control interest, as described on the agenda. Is the applicant or their representative present?
Daniel Hickman, you are unmuted. You may need to unmute yourself.
Good evening.
Good evening. Are you Attorney Pittman?
Yeah, I'm an attorney and I work for Holistic Industries.
Thank you very much. This looks fairly straightforward to me since the proposed ownership, there are no significant changes in the proposed ownership. Am I reading this correctly?
That's correct, yes.
So I love this chart. Whoever put this together at the city side, this is great. So Commissioner Thomas, this clearly spells out the current directors, the current ownership, and the current controlling interest. And if you look at the right-hand side, they are changing names of the directors, but the proposed ownership and the control interest does not change with these new folks. Okay, so that does not precipitate any action at the local level with the host agreement or with the Cannabis Control Commission. they do have to notify of the changes, but. Okay, Counselor, did I have that right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant's representative?
No questions of the applicant.
Okay. Counselor, off the top of your head, do you know if any of the proposed directors, ownership or control interests, if they have other interests in other cannabis industry in Massachusetts?
They do not.
Okay. Okay. All right, I have no further questions. Anything else, Attorney? You good?
Nope, thank you.
Okay. The chair makes a motion for approval for item number 29 for Holistic Industries.
Commissioner Thomas seconds that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Counselor, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too. We have a late item. Special alcohol license. This is Revival Davis LLC, DBA Revival Cafe and Kitchen, 197 Elm Street, requesting approval of a special alcohol license for dispensing, selling for a night market to be held indoors and outdoors at 197 Elm on Sunday, May 21st, 2023, from 5 to 8 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Jill Quinn, you are unmuted.
Good evening, Commissioner, Chairman. Thank you for your time this evening. My name is Jill Quinn. I work for Revival Cafe. This is our first time hosting this event. The idea is that we are gathering artists from Somerville, so local artists, so they can sell their wares. And we were hoping to sell alcohol alongside their wares so we could also make profit for the business. This will be held on Sunday, May 21st. All of our servers will be tip certified. The location is all on private property. We have 2 bathrooms. The location is ADA accessible, so the entire event will be ADA accessible. We will not be on the sidewalk or street, and we've had no prior violations for any of our other special alcohol licenses.
That was a good presentation right there.
Thank you. It is my first one.
So the selling of the alcohol outdoors is on private property, correct?
That is correct. We have a small outdoor patio that is in a driveway on private property that is just adjacent to our cafe.
Okay, and how do you propose to control entry or ID folks for under 21?
So we will be using a wristband, but we will also be IDing people at the point of buying alcohol, and we will be IDing absolutely everyone because I can't tell anyone's age these days.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant?
Oh, sure, yeah. And in the spirit of Commissioner Allen, is all the alcohol being provided coming from a distributed vendor? An approved vendor, actually?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes.
Awesome. And how many people are you expecting for this event on Sunday, May 21st?
I mean, I ideally hope that like 50 total people will come. In the past, we haven't had so many people coming to our Sunday events, but we've just started. So I'm hoping we could exceed 50, but we'll see. Hopefully weather will be nice and we can, you know, have a good turnout.
That's awesome. And then we'll be doing free entry, or is this paid entry?
Oh yeah, free entry, absolutely. And the artists are also free for them to vend. We're not charging them any like table fee. We just really want to like, just honestly generate more community in the area. And yeah.
That is phenomenal, and I'm all for that, and I wish you the best of luck. No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Thomas. This is not a public hearing. The chair will make a motion for approval.
I would second that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Have a successful event. We hope you get more than 50.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you very much. This looks like, do we have another late item? We do. This is a retail marijuana change of hours. So this is item 31, the Harvest Club LLC, DBA The Goods, 255 Elm Street, requesting approval of a change of hours. The current hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 9, and Sunday, 11 to 5. The proposed hours are Sunday through Saturday, 10 to 11. The license requirement for hours of operation for retail marijuana, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Christopher Vining, you are unmuted. You may need to unmute yourself.
Good evening, Commissioner Lynch, Commissioner Thomas. How are you?
Very good, Mr. Vining. You've been in operation for how long now?
6 months.
6 months. We have requests for a change of hours. Okay.
Yes, we've been seeing good turnout with our current hours, and we're hoping to expand them to support the business. We've been able to support a lot of local events like the Armory event, Homeless Coalition Gala, and we think that if we were able to extend our hours to 11, we'd be able to support more things and hire more individuals from Somerville. So I had thought that the hours were at the discretion of the board here. So I'm kind of looking for some guidance as we navigate a hopeful expansion of the hours.
Very good. Okay, Commissioner Thomas, have you participated in the granting of recreational cannabis licenses while you've been on the board here on this commission?
Yes, I believe 2 instances, if I recall correctly.
Okay. All right. So I think, the preference of the commission when we were first starting into this was to limit the hours based on, neighborhood input, brand new industry. We weren't sure what was going to happen. And we've always stated at these meetings that, get your feet under you, make sure the neighbors are comfortable with you, and then you can come back and expand your hours. So that's what's in front of us here. Can I ask a question of the city clerk's office? This parenthetical thing that's put here, license requirement for hours of operation for retail marijuana. Is that just an informational post that you put on here, Bernabe or Lori?
Sir, this is Secretary Batsik. No, that is an actual rules and regulations that were passed by the Licensing Commission. And I'm having computer issues, but it may be 5.03. Please don't quote me. But those are the hours that were established by the commission.
Okay, and is there any other information about hours of operation in our policy, rules and regs?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not for marijuana, retail marijuana.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a question of both Bernabe and Lori. It is my understanding that the licensing commission can give a variance on the hours of operation. Can someone say yes or no? Because at all the hearings, we have requested lower hours and asked them to come back if they want to change their hours.
So I'm sorry, say that again, Commissioner. I didn't quite understand what you're asking.
I'm looking for, in our policy and procedures, I'm looking for what Lori is stating as our policy and procedures say the hours of operation for retail marijuana shall be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. My recollection, Bernabe, is there's something else in there that says if the applicant chooses to change their hours, they can come back and petition us to do that. Are we aware?
Give me 1 second. Let me look up the rules and regulations. I don't have them on hand right now, but just give me like a minute if you don't mind.
Thank you. Thank you. So Commissioner Thomas, any questions of the applicant as to the operation of their entity since they opened the doors?
No questions of the applicant.
Okay. Chris, if you could hold just for a second here.
Absolutely.
I was not aware that that was going to be put in there, but.
So Commissioner, In section 5.04, it does state, in section A, part A, marijuana retailers may operate no earlier than 9 a.m. and no later than 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and no earlier than 10 a.m. and no later than 9 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay,
And that's put in place June 15, 2020.
2020, June of 2020. Has that been amended since then? Do we know?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So is the licensing commission allowed to provide a variance to their own policy and procedure?
I do not believe so. I believe you would have to make an amendment regulations and put that on the agenda for the commission to make a decision.
Okay. Okay, with apologies to the applicant, what I would like to do is to continue your request.
Understood.
So that I can take a look at how this was done, because something is not sitting correct in my mind. We have always said to our cannabis folks, you know, give it some time, get up and operating, and then if you want to change your hours, come on back and talk to us. So I'm going to ask your indulgence here. Commissioner Thomas, any questions? And then we can, I'll ask you for a vote to continue it.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay. All right, to the city clerk's office, thank you for the help. Chris, anything else?
Nope. Thank you. We'll look forward to June 5th. Thanks for all the support from the Licensing Commission for the outdoor dining. It's going to help.
Very good.
Commissioner,
Okay. Yes?
do you mind just roll call voting for that continuance?
Just about to do it. You've got me on the short leash today, I know. So Commissioner Thomas, the chair would like to continue item 31, and I'd make a motion to continue item 31 to the June 5th hearing.
Commissioner Thomas seconds that motion and moves to approve.
And you vote yes on the continuance. The chair votes yes. Mr. Vining, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Next item, we have a couple of items that were put. Any more? Okay. Okay, this is a communication. No, what are we doing here? What is the minutes?
Commissioner, we're returning back to item number 2.
Thank
because
you.
they did not appear originally.
Thank you, Bernabe. Item number 2, we're requesting a status report on the use of the all forms alcohol license for AL 17027 Nucleo Sportinguista 282 McGrath Highway. It's an all forms private club license. Is the applicant back?
Chair, I would like to just make note that there are nobody in the attendees anymore during this meeting, so I don't believe anybody else is here for this item.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Thomas, this is an item that has been continued since October of 22. What is your pleasure? Shall we continue the item to next month and read them the riot act for not showing up tonight? Or would you like to amend, suspend, or revoke this license?
I do remember this group. This is on some McGrath Highway. I would probably make a motion to continue till next month's meeting.
Commissioner Thomas makes a motion to continue item number 2. Chair Lynch seconds the motion. Commissioner Thomas, how do you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
Chair Lynch votes yes to continue item number 2 till the June hearing. Next.
My apologies, Chair.
No problem. AL 17075, the 99 Restaurant and Pub, 20 Cumming Street, all forms private. Is the license holder present?
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to continue both of these items until next month's meeting. As Bernabe mentioned, there's nobody else in the waiting room for either of these items.
Thank you very much.
Let me just jump in real quick, sorry. A name has appeared in the attendees pool, Pei Pan. If you are here for this item, please raise your hand. Actually, I'm gonna unmute you and you just confirm if you're here for this item or not. You're still muted on your side, so you're gonna have to hit the little microphone button. He's self-muted, Chair. Again, Pei Pan, if you're here for this item for 99 Restaurant and Pub, either unmute your mic or raise your hand in the control panel.
Bernabe, I do not believe that is a name I'm familiar with for the 99. That's an attorney who's been representing the 99.
Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so let's take them one at a time. Commissioner Thomas, for the 99 Restaurant, I'd like to make a motion to continue to the June hearing.
I would second that. Commissioner Thomas seconds that motion.
And how do you vote, Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Continue to June. Next item, AL 20017 Top Shelf at Assembly 365 Canal Street, W&M package. This is a wine and malt package store, and it's a private license. It's continued from November of 22. Is the license holder present?
Mr. Chair, this is Secretary Batsik. May I interject?
Yes, thank you.
We received correspondence on April 20th, 2023, and I forwarded it to you, and you stated to place it on the agenda and the item would be continued. Because they felt, and I'm just going to read a portion of the email. The attorney for the buyer, Adam Barnowski Esquire, has assured me that the transfer application will be submitted to the Somerville Licensing Commission by the first week of May. I don't believe we've gotten one, but that was his reason for requesting the continuance.
Right. I do recall the email. I don't recall seeing any transfer of the application, which, you know, I mean, he said he'd have it in by the first week of May. We're in the second week of May. So.
That's correct, sir.
Yeah, I do recall it. Thank you, Lori. Without me spouting off anymore, the chair makes a motion to continue AL 20017 Top Shelf at Assembly. Commissioner Thomas.
Yeah, I do recall this one, and I second that motion.
And how do you vote?
Commissioner Thomas votes yes.
The chair votes yes. Continue to the June 5th hearing. Okay. Anything else, Bernabe or Lori?
No, Chair, that's all.
Okay. Are there any members of the public still in the waiting room or waiting to say something? I just don't want to cut anybody off if they're.
Okay. There's still Pei Pan. Again, he is unmuted on our end, or she is, I don't know, but if they would like to just unmute themselves and speak, you're welcome to do so to state whether we have unfinished business.
Okay, if the member of the audience has anything that they would like to discuss with the Somerville Licensing Commission, I would advise you to either call the licensing office tomorrow morning or send an email to them. Okay, any other business in front of the Somerville Licensing Commission for their May meeting? Seeing none. Commissioner Thomas
makes a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion. How do you vote?
Chair Thomas votes yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. On behalf of the commission, thank you to the city clerk's office, Somerville Fire Department, Director Postaway, Somerville Police Department. Thank you for your help. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.